787, for some reason, has developed an ABS issue. Confessionals from the Glen. Had a full night's rest. We got up early the next morning. This is the paddock at Watkins Glen. Got the boys warmed up and ready to go. These are the famous garages at the top of the hill where like everybody parks their cars. And over there is the track. What you're seeing now, this is the hot pit area. This is where during an endurance race, we come in to do our pit stops. It was a good morning, very good morning. Brian and I, first two to go out. I went out in 786. Brian went out in 787. You know, warm the cars up, do some warm-up laps. So there was a problem on Friday with 786. Some of the lines for the clutch slave cylinder, clutch master cylinder in 786 had a failure.
The slave cylinder. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Something's not. I promise you. I'm making it up. It's the slave cylinder.
That's why we have a big trail, lots of parts. We replaced the part. Luckily, it fixed it, so that wasn't an issue. Friday morning at Watkins Glen, I just came back from practice. 786 is feeling quite spicy. We're having a good time. 787, for some reason, has developed an ABS issue. Don't know why. So I'm looking at the ABS issue of 787, and Greg is out right now practicing in 786. Yeah, 787 had a weird issue with the brakes. When you got in the brakes hard, she would be a little bit squirrely, which is kind of weird. I took her out for a drive, and to me, it felt like there's a little bit of air in the system, and that was causing the ABS pump to kind of have a couple gyrations. So I told the boys, guess what? We're gonna bleed her again. Bleed it. Okay. Let's just make sure. Watkins Glen is not a place you want to make a mistake. Yeah, I know. And luckily for us, the bleeding helped. Once we bled the brakes, 787 was back to black.
Yes, she is.
The built-in generator in the camper died a couple months ago. So it is a industrial strength Generac generator, which is 20-something years old. And the part that died was called the stator. It's what helps generate the electricity in the unit. Unfortunately, if I pay someone to replace it, I can buy a generator for that much money. And why put in so much money into a very old generator? So I took it out. I may repair it myself, maybe, because it fits in there, blah, blah, blah. I went to Harbor Freight and I bought one of their Predator, I think it's a 9,500 watt generator. Smaller, very efficient. It's quite a nice generator. So for the time being for this season, until I kind of figure out what I want to do with generators, we are running it next to the camper and then powering the camper with it when we need power. I'm being smart. Bad shoulder. I had shoulder surgery about a month ago. Not picking stuff up. I'm learning slowly. Today was a fabulous day. Practice went well. The qualifying 2-hour race that my friend Tony started, I want everyone to at least start one race at least once in their career. Because for me, and some of the guys in the team, and some of you out there, the best part of any race, sprint or endurance racing, is the start. You have 30, 40, 50, 60 cars, all trying to get through turn 1 at the same exact moment in time, which makes it super exciting and super close, because literally you are sometimes inches away from the car next to you, in front of you, behind you. So what we decided, since Tony has never started a race, we would let him start the 2-hour qualifying race that AER now runs on Fridays. So Tony started the race. He took his first green flag from the start of a race. Did great. Good job, Tony. 786 crushed the competition. We took P1 on Friday's 2 or 3 hour qualifying race. Oh, we're in P1. Really? And it was really, really cool. P1, baby! P1. Ka-chow! Ha-ha! Gotta love it. Tomorrow, the weekend battle begins. 8 hours of fun in the sun at Watkins Glen. Guess what? My phone's ringing. Brian! Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Hello, Brian. How are you? Yeah, we should be done in a couple minutes. So we're either gonna meet you there directly, or we'll just stop there. But I'm thinking we're gonna go directly, because I just want to drive the car. Agreed, but I want to feel the clutch with the new clutch slave cylinder. I want to drive it to make sure it doesn't be bled again. If it needs to be bled again, we're going to bleed it. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably meet you there directly. Okay? Thanks, see you soon. Bye. So anyways, team's super excited. It's always nice to get a P1. Hopefully tomorrow will be a repete of that. And then I'm also going to drive Warped Head Racing's car with the other Brian. One of our clients whose car we built, Warped Head Racing.
Yes, I was.
All right, ladies, bring it in.
Oh, okay, go ahead. No, I got a question. Sir? Wait for me to
And this is a shout out to my friends at Warped Head. They usually endurance race as well. Now, Brian, who's the owner of that car.
Hey, I'm Brian Dotson. I'm on off-camera life.
Different Brian than the Brian in our team.
Number 1!
But they're both on our team anyway, doesn't matter.
Cut.
You need at least 2 people to register for an endurance race. So Brian from Warped Head normally has me drive X number of stints in his car. So for me, it's fun, because several times I've done a complete stint in our car, gotten out of our car, taken my pads over to the Warped Head car, jumped in that car, and driven that car for 1.5 to 2 hours. It's a lot of fun actually jumping from car to car. It's very different though, because even though they're both E36 M3s, and whether I'm driving 786 or 787, they feel very much alike. But the Warped Head Racing car, even though it's the same car, same suspension, it feels very different to me. So it's amazing, you know, people say all cars are the same. No, they're not the same. Cars have personalities just like people do. Cars have a different energy, just like people have different energy. So for me, it's very interesting, very educational to drive one car and then another car that's supposed to be the same, and they feel dramatically different. I love driving on a racetrack. I get to drive our car, a client's car. Does it get better than that? No. Going down to tow the boot, a CRX blew something and dropped coolant. So I'm driving 826. Brian comes up behind me in 786.
Number 1!
I let him go by. Of course, I'm not going to block my own car. and I see shiny stuff on the track. And I'm thinking, oh my God. He goes down the hill and the car wiggles like this. And I'm right behind him wiggling too. I'm going, oh, please, please, please. Kept it under control. It was a good afternoon. Except I almost had it's with a Miata, me. I don't know what's wrong with these Miatas. In the bus stop, we almost collided because he didn't want to give it up. And he went sideways through the grass like this. I'm going to the bus stop and I'm calculating how fast he's going and kind of getting a gut feel. I'm like, I can make it, and literally we did one of these. It was fun. Stay tuned, more fun tomorrow. Normally we talk about a lot of fun stuff on the reality show, but sometimes there are sad moments. And recently, we lost two friends. One is Brian Kelly, who was a great friend of the track. He was on OCA Racing's team, wonderful human being. It was just a crushing moment when I got the phone call about his passing. More recently, another friend of Off Cameras, Ivan Magni, he passed away as well from a long-term illness. Ivan was a passionate BMW guy. We did a lot of modifications on his 335 F chassis car. He loved that car. Another wonderful human being, My experience has been that there's a lot of wonderful people who are car people. That's one of the reasons why I love cars so much, because it gets me, or allows me the honor and the pleasure of meeting a lot of wonderful people. And both Brian Kelly and Ivan Magni were just wonderful people. Always smiling, always happy, passionate about cars, both of them. And it really, really left a hole here, losing them both. So this episode of The Off Camera Life, from my heart, is dedicated to Ivan and to Brian. I know you guys are watching us from the great beyond. You guys made an imprint on my life, and I hope the Almighty's taking good care of you guys, because we miss you.